buzzing horde surrounds you, segmented bodies of clicking steel gathering close for the kill. 4 heroes in a city thrown to chaos stand against them in the shattered remnants of a nearby grocery store. They are...
The Secret Secretor! I'm skating through the aisles on my bare, sweaty feet to lube up the place, and also grabbing as many bug bombs from this bug aisle as I can. What is that aisle called?
Bug aisle.
The outdoor aisle?
The outdoor bug aisle.
Aisle.
Yes, indeed. And then there's also...
Patient hero, and I am patiently awaiting as a disembodied head behind a box of checks, waiting for unsuspecting flies to come into my mouth.
Reading the little maze in the backs of the checks box.
Yeah.
Are you fine, Fruity?
You around. Do you want a form of transportation?
Later!
Because also beside these 2 mighty heroes is their friend...
Augustina.
Is that it? That's all her introduction is just her name.
And then immense laughter.
Yeah.
No, Augustina, she knows what it is like not to have enough. And right now, she is not enough of herself.
Oh, she's very
Because
tiny.
She's still very small.
Mm.
So she climbs up to the top of her shelf, of the shelf.
She's climbing up to the top of the shelf.
Just like
and
an epic music playing in the background, and then it zooms out, and it's
And
just like...
she's looking for resources in which to destroy Metalbag.
yes, and the resource gatherer of the party is also beside her, for there is...
Mama J, and I'm going down, the hostess and the little Debbie aisles reading the nutrition facts. I will soon stop at the deli and maybe get some prosciutto for dinner.
Could you make prosciutto? Or would it be like off-brand ham?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
like
could
spam
make it.
prosciutto.
Yeah, it'd be nasty. Like, bad prosciutto's bad.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You heard it here first.
You heard it first. Prosciutto Union, we're coming at you.
Tweet at us. Your favorite dried meats.
Yes, and these heroes stand against the mostly ignored buzzing horde. For this is our return to superheroes. And I'm Patrick, your DM for RP Gentlemen, and I am here with Dan, David, Laura, and Lauren, who are playing the superheroes campaign. And we are stepping into the middle of it, the thick of the fight, kind of.
Right.
I guess some of you plan to maybe. But the hordes of Major Mosquito has descended upon the city of Minneapolis after you guys' foiling of the steampunks beneath the Mill City Museum.
Did we foil them?
Well, he said before, Archibald Vermillion said that he'd foiled some plan of his before he departed. Actually, no, he got shot in the back of the knee, and I think bled out in the ground by Augustina.
That sounds like a foiling to me.
It sounds like Augustina.
Yeah. But then your cousin was... Sergey was revealed to be Major Mosquito. And,
What?
I don't think that was revealed to me.
Well, that is very
It is
strange.
now revealed.
It is now revealed.
What a twist!
Ah!
Oh, we were
I
really
gotta
getting right
say,
into this.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't, no.
A twist that perhaps I should have saved
I
for
thought he was like a shark man or something.
What?
Sergey the Shark.
Yeah, but like that was his job title.
His job.
Sergey the Shark. Sergey the Major Mosquito Shark.
What's
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, twist happened.
Twist occurred at some point along the way, and you guys flew off on the back of a giant bird that Augustina had transformed into, or had
released.
You released
From her
I
Russian nesting doll
molted
body.
her.
molted.
I molted the bird
Mhm.
straight on out of my body.
We really have to think of a more concise way to explain your powers.
Okay, so, the Russian nesting... No, I'm kidding.
No, resulting in you becoming very small, and then you guys flew off the buzzing horde of Major Mosquito after you, and you crash landed after they swoop down from above and into this grocery store where you are all now making a stand against these metallic creatures with long, sharp, needle-like proboscis and like clawed hands of glowing red segmented eyes. And
They have hands of eyes?
the hands have eyes, their eyes have hands,
The
David.
hills
These
have
are-
eyes. The hills have eyes.
So like we're from Minnesota, right? We deal with mosquitoes on a regular basis.
Yes.
And they're pretty bad already. What are these mechanical mosquitoes? Are they like just regular bad or are they really bad?
You know that these mosquitoes are of the most dangerous kind of all. They are mosquitoids.
Oh no.
Yes.
Just as I feared.
The famed enforcers of the Major Mosquito's brigades.
Okay. Do I know any lore about their weaknesses, or are they just tiny little droids?
These are no microscopic machines, David. Each one of the mosquitoes stands 6 feet tall.
What?
They're an inch. These are and they're like they stand with like they have
Oh,
6 legs.
Screw you and your puns.
Yeah. And their segmented eyes are like about the same level as yours.
Did you just get
I
it?
just got it. I was like, they're bigger than David in real life, almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
they would-
close.
Almost.
I use David as my measuring stick for all of my villains. That's not suggestive of anything.
Cool.
So you're all in the midst of taking actions. I'm gonna have you resolve them in the order you said them in. So first of all, Maggie, aka the Secret Secretor, you are slipping and sliding on your own spit and going towards the barbecue/pest control aisle.
Yeah, but now that I realize these bugs are not living, so they would not be affected by bug spray, correct?
No, yeah,
They're
they
not
are
like android mosquitoes.
No, they are robotic mosquitoes. Like
Okay.
these are entirely machinery.
All right, but the cookout and camping aisle still has plenty of flammable liquids.
Propane tanks.
All right, so I'm gonna try to get me some flammable liquids. Skate down the aisle, pick up some flammable
Tiki torch fluid.
Oh yeah, tiki torches. I'm gonna grab one tiki torch and one just regular family size squirter of gasoline or whatever it's called.
To burn
Lighter
enough to...
fluid.
Okay, so lighter fluid and a tiki torch.
Yep.
Make me a roll to just skate on by and grab the items you need.
Can I count
at
that
speed.
as athletics?
Yeah, sure.
That is a fail. So never mind.
All right. So as you skate down, you get your legs stuck inside the tiki torches as they scatter to the floor. You trip yourself up. The gasoline and lighter fluid goes flying and sending a glittering opalescent trail scattering across the aisles.
Uh-oh.
And a single touch of a torch would set this whole place ablaze. So.
And also me.
Yep. That brings us to Dan. So Dan, I don't know if you want to take an action besides readying one.
So I will use the last fleshy bit of my body, since I am a metalhead at this point, which is my tongue.
Yep.
And I will use it to lure a mosquito into my mouth. So I will wait at the ready to crunch down on whatever comes my way.
All right.
Just one by one, you'll take these mosquitoes.
Tasty meats right here, boys.
What a mosquitoid. This is just going to do wonders for your sex phone career. One of the mosquitoes are tearing apart the cereal aisle, searching for the head that bounced away.
They need those whole grades.
Yeah.
Prize inside one of the boxes.
And a mosquitoid's hand, it's it looks like a gauntleted fist almost.
With eyes, right?
With
'Cause we
eyes.
know this.
Punches through the kicks box and sees you, and then opens to grab your face. And
my face opens to grab it.
all right, roll to have
Roll to
engulf.
hit that. Failure with disadvantage.
All right, so the mosquitoid reaches in and grabs the one last fleshy part of you, your tongue, and
Oh no.
uses
No.
it to
They
pull
can
you
grab?
out.
They can grab?
Yeah, they have
got
hands.
with eyes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
they're really good at it.
How could you
I was-
forget?
I was stuck on the 6 foot tall. And
You're still trying to parse out that joke.
So the mosquitoid grabs your tongue and yanks you out and stares at you with its other eye hands. It tries to analyze what exactly you are. Very clear. So Augustina, you are scaling the Everest that it has become a isle to you. And what is this rock doing? Like this giant bird that you summoned from the ether?
Oh, well, it slowly dissipates, and I slowly get bigger.
Into smaller hawks, or just smaller feathers,
it just
or like
kind of, goes.
okay.
It disappears into nothing.
So you're like growing into like
It is circling Santana food right now.
So as this hawk dissolves, you're going from like action figure size to like child size, and then by the time you reach the end of the
As you do
the
this,
top of the
is it like, just to get
aisle.
the mental picture, is it like, are you just growing, or are you like emerging from a pupa like every time and like shedding this, like bursting from your flesh?
Ooh.
Just like a cocoon
Yeah.
of Russian nesting dolls.
Yes.
That's
I hadn't
creepier, I have to
considered
say.
it, but I like it very much because that's how I get smaller, but I get bigger is the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So
Also, she made a good point. This is all supposed to take place in real life Minneapolis.
Mhm.
So she mentioned Santana Foods. Is that the grocery store that we are
Or-
currently in?
Maxwell's?
You do sewer
The Santana's
co-op?
pretty small for all this to be happening.
That's true.
yeah, roll me to find out what grocery store you're in, Laura.
Well, it's right by Starch.
I mean, it's yeah.
Shout out to the
close.
Stone Arch Bridge. Sponsor us, Bridge.
Success and disadvantage.
All right, so it is Maxwell's. Shout out to
No!
Maxwell's. I gave you a 3-star Yelp review. Yes, you are. You know that you are in this particular grocery store, and you have reached the top of this shelving unit, and you are now free to do what you'd like to do. There are different mosquitoids moving throughout the different aisles, and you can see them all from your vantage point.
Yes, well, luckily, Maxwell's is also a restaurant establishment. It's attached.
Okay.
So they have sprinkler systems in their ceilings. And now that I'm full grown, I think, well, this is something that could be helpful to attack a robot, use the water, and then the robot goes, and it cannot work.
I agree, Augustina. I heard you're pontificating from the other aisle.
Thank you, the wet one and the hand, they're very good to me. And then I go to just punch one of the sprinklers.
All right. Roll the punch. Roll me to punch.
All right. Success.
All right. So you punch through the sprinkler, and you can hear like the rumbling start in the pipes. But Mama J, I'm gonna give you an action before the water comes down. And I know you're in the middle of your shopping. Your unnecessary
the middle of her
shopping.
dreaming.
Yeah.
Mama J just really wants that prosciutto. She'd also settle for some guanciale. That's also okay. But yeah, I'm just at the deli counter. But I see the mosquitoes approaching. I'm thinking I'm gonna try and create a mesh around me that like protects me from the mosquitoes out of cotton candy. Is that possible? Like a mosquito net? I don't think it'll be very good, but
like a shroud of cotton candy.
yeah.
The
Hide.
The best offense is a good sugary defense.
You throw like a ball of pure sugar at the floor, and it bursts into cotton candy, like a sweet smoke bomb.
That doesn't like
Dissipate.
dissolve. It just
Yeah.
Won't allow you to move through. Yeah, bring me a roll.
You've essentially trapped yourself.
failure.
Failure.
Oh, no.
So you chuck the sugary smoke bomb, and it just bursts into a bunch of glittering confection sugar shards that scatter across the floor, and the mosquitoids are charging through it unabated. But the water starts to rumble above you in the pipes, and it starts to burst first in the one that Augustina is directly below, and then all across the store in a giant wave of water.
I guess if I had made a cotton candy shroud anyways, even that was successful, and then she did that, it would have just dissolved.
Yeah,
Into the
and you'd
water.
have just been gooey.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah, that's no
nasty.
fun.
That's a silver lining right there.
Yeah.
But Unfortunately for you, it does look as if the mosquitoids are not dissolving with this watery downpour. Like, they are just striding through it unabated. They've almost reached Mama J. They're closing around Maggie as she sprawls on the floor.
Oh no!
And this patient hero has still had his tongue grabbed by a mosquitoid. When all of a sudden the water that's falling from these spouts starts to slow, not as if the water is running out, but as if water doesn't fall as fast as it should anymore, and then it completely stops until you can see individual drops and clusters hanging in the air around you, and you feel the air grow suddenly much, much colder until the floating droplets of water form into ice. And each of these is not necessarily like a snowflake, but they're almost thinning out into razor-shaped pieces of glittering ice hanging in the air. And then all at once, they shoot into every single mosquitoid around you and dissect some of them or just break their inner workings, and they fall to the ground around you. And forming up from the ground, what you just thought was just water runoff, is a man, a shape of man, and the entirety of his body is formed out of dark green water, like that green you get in a lake during the summer.
Gross.
Really deep down, and you can see there's a fish swimming in it, and you know this to be one of the heroes of the city. One of the frozen
Scott Fitzgerald.
No.
Oh.
This is Great Lake Jake.
Great Lake Jake.
It's in the
A close second.
If you turn back into a man right now, is a fish gonna be inside your kidney?
Great Lake Jake. You know they're.
He's part fish.
No, he's not part fish, but the doings and the makeup of the Frozen Four is pretty well known because they're your groups or your city's main superhero about it. Yeah. And so, Great Lake Jake is just a person who's made of this lake water. That's just him, and he controls other water, but, his physical form is this just completely watery.
Can he turn into, look like a regular dude?
No.
Oh, so he's like the Thing, and it's desperate, because he'll never actually be able to love again.
But he's also known for being the cocksure one, because nothing can kill him, probably. But also turning the corner is a figure in a, very old style of suit.
Frozen Scott Fitzgerald!
Tweed with a tweed tie.
And a little notebook that he's scribbling play ideas in.
Zelda!
And an immaculate hair part, just right down the middle of his head. And but every edge of him is tinged with frost, and he's completely blue with just pale hands with no blood in them. But they go up and adjust his tie, and Great Lake Jake turns to you and looks down at the scattered remnants of the mosquitoids and goes, "Are you citizens okay?"
Please tell me that's the fish talking. The fish inside of the
Fish
Great Lake
floats up
Jake
into his head.
peeks out one fish, two fish style.
Jake doesn't care. The fish is very concerned.
Jake doesn't give a fuck. This is his translator/fish friend. But yeah.
Sidekick, just Fred the fish.
Fred the fish asks, wait, that question.
Oh, wow, I can't believe I'm talking to Fred the Fish and Great Lake Jake. Oh, wow, yes, we're so good now that you're here. Say, I noticed that you're wet all the time, so clearly if you were to meet a girl who was wet all the time in a gross way, you wouldn't mind.
Great Lake Jake extends a watery hand to Maggie to help her up onto her feet.
Oh, such a gentleman. And a gentle fish as well.
I kind of want to do a side quest where it's you dating a man who can only communicate to you via fish.
But then I fall in love with the fish, and the triangle is so awkward.
So Freddy the friend fish, says, Anything for a citizen. And Frozen Scott Fitzgerald picks up the skull, who twice guessed that he was there, and like looks at you, alas, poor Yorick style.
You're like me. You're also an undead monster.
Nothing like you,
Head.
Ah.
But if you fight for the good of Minnesota, then I'm with you.
Yeah, you know any good Packers fans? I'd happily eat them up. For the good of Minnesota citizens, right? Right? Just because of that rivalry.
Yeah, because we have a rivalry. And
That's right. It's not because I want to. It's because I want to for everyone.
Well, that's a very strange sort of thing to offer, but the city has need of us now, so if all of you are fine.
Hey, look, Mama J got prosciutto.
Hey guys.
She's like slowly going through her scooter, pushing aside like robot parts and ice alike.
I did not participate at all in the fight.
And there's just like, you're at the checkout, there's like a cashier who's just like oblivious, just like checking you out.
It's Stan Lee.
Yeah, no, it's not one dude. He's always smoking.
All the ones ran away, but she's at the self-checkout, so she's still able to pay.
Martha Stewart posted one of those recipes for prosciutto wrapped melon balls, and I thought it was worth a try.
That's sure to drum up business for the bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
The city needs us. Frozen Scott Fitzgerald and Great Lake Jake
Just drop me.
Yeah, they drop you. Oh, he tosses you to Maggie, and they both like run out the door.
As I grab Patient Hero's head, I say to Great Lake Jake and Fred the Fish, say Fred, mind if I drop you a line sometime?
That's very offensive. My mother died that way.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just such a huge fan.
Hoof. And then the fish huffs.
How very typical of American celebrity type. They don't even say hello to the woman who make the ice fall, and she is the reason that the mosquitoes are gone. Sure, they help, but she is the reason that mosquitoes. I hate them.
They run out the door.
Augustina, were you the one who made the ice fall?
I started the ice. I don't know how the ice come, but Augustina helped with the ice.
Wow.
So you guys can hear like rumblings of further destruction, like right out the door in the direction in which
Rumblings or buzzings?
both a buzzing rumble,
A rumbuzzling.
buzzing, which sounds like something you have to pay for in most places.
Also a great hashtag rumbuzzle.
Tweet at us.
Whatever just anything you want to say to us, hashtag rumbuzzle.
Yeah, hashtag rumbuzzling occurs outside, and you guys are left in this the slowly melting ice all around you.
Hey, Vember,
Huh?
I don't know about you, but I think we should go help those fine heroes of ours and try to make a name for ourselves.
Absolutely. I'd love to be the head of any one of those heroes. You know what I mean?
Do you think that we could assemble some sort of body made out of these robot mosquitoes that could, like, fly you around?
I think anything is possible when the odds are in your favor.
All right, let's see if I can do that.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of mechanics skill or like technical expertise?
I'm gonna try to do it secretly, and I'm gonna use my covert skill. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be dumb at it. Oh, failure and disadvantage.
So as you try to assemble one of the mosquitoids, you actually managed to put one back together so that it was starting to function again.
Uh-oh.
And its limbs just start flailing around, and it cuts you up real good on the arm,
ouchie.
and you take 3 points of damage.
I think I have the Zika virus.
Oh no!
Is that too real to make a joke about?
Probably.
Uh-oh.
And then the mosquitoid shuts down again as its circuits
It's
fry.
fine. I'm fine, Maggie. I appreciate your concern, but I'm sure we'll stumble upon a dead citizen I can commandeer sooner or later.
Well, that's looking on the bright side.
That's right. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Well, for
Am I right?
now, you can hop on to Mama J, my friend Mama J. Just get off my scooter. She'll take you.
You put her on the front of the scooter where like the headlight light would be. It's just like a wicked ass.
A terrifying hood ornament.
Yeah.
She can pull your ears when she wants a bell to like.
The screams of the damned are my horn.
A
Okay.
little more intimidating.
So you guys drive out from the grocery store looking like a super thug biker gang. And
Except on a scooter.
yeah. And you see that the whole front district of like Northeast is just been devastated. Like they already, it looks like fighting has broken out in a lot of different places as the mosquitoids are descending upon the citizenry and taking them on the wing off and towards the direction of downtown.
So people are being like abducted.
Actively abducted, like a horde of these that are just like always above, like swirling above you. And you actually can kind of see like a very large and growing shape, like a geometric shape flying in.
Oh, it's the U.S. Bank Stadium.
Well, I guess this is the time where I get all of my reveals done at.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, I thought I was making a joke.
Well, I was gonna make the same joke, and I'm not changing, so one of us has to.
So for all
make
of
a
our
different joke
listeners
outfit.
who don't live in Minnesota, our new Viking Stadium is an ugly geometric shape.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
David.
so sorry. Also, I don't find it that hideous.
It's all right.
It's
David,
supposed to look like a Viking ship, but it does not.
since I have to respond to everybody's instructions as an editor, I command that the cover art of this episode feature the U.S. Bank Stadium to familiarize everybody with it.
All right, done and done.
Done and done. So this shape is growing on the horizon that may or may not resemble a stadium, Laura. And
Wait, so does our adventure take place in a pre-US Bank Stadium world?
David, why are we asking these questions?
Because I want to know if this is a new thing. I
Yeah,
don't
the
understand.
U.S. Bank Stadium does not exist in this world.
Okay.
Or it does, but it is a giant spaceship for a man who has mosquito-themed supervillainy.
It does look more like a spaceship than a Vikings.
Yes, it does. If the Vikings had spaceships,
Oh.
maybe. Damn it, that would have been a way better idea. No. The fighting is taking place around because there are different heroes in the city. You can see a couple of like tertiary ones, but still above you guys that you recognize. But mostly you see that the Frozen Four are assembling in this like crater next to where a factory building has just been completely bombed out. It's like only parts of the roof are still hanging on, and the four members of the team, as you all know, and I'm sure everybody remembers, the figure next to both Frozen Scott Fitzgerald and Great Lake Jake is a man with angelic wings. And two submachine guns, one in each hand. This is Alto Stratus. You know that he's probably the least informed of the four. But then next to him is Iron Range, who is like a hulking metal giant, but like the kind of the same proportions of a man, but with completely metal skin.
And always votes for the DFL.
Is very strongly in support. And they've all lined up and are looking at this figure standing in this bombed out ruins, and turning around, you see a familiar face that would have come as a surprise if I'd remembered it was supposed to be. It's Sergey, a.k.a. Major Mosquito. I was trying to make an AKA AK-47 reference, and then I got lost halfway through. So...
Gasp!
Thank you.
Augustina! Isn't that your cousin Sergey?
Sergey.
But Sergey doesn't actually see you because you guys
just
are
pissed.
quite a ways away. He's facing the Frozen Four.
As he picks up his cell phone.
No, he's as the Russian national anthem plays in loudspeakers this time, or at least speakerphone. There are mosquitoids lowering up, like all to ring the edge of the bombed out building, and he says, "Hello, Frozen Four of the Minneapolis Super Force. I am Major Mosquito, And Fred the fish is like, wait, we were pretty sure. But he interrupts the fish and says, I am here to destroy your city and enslave its populace. And there is nothing you can do to stop me. And assembling out of the shadows in front of him are several different characters that you all more or less recognize from the like internet forums on supervillainy. Like these are all fairly large names.
The up and coming.
Yeah.
Is the Ginger General there?
The Ginger General is not there. But zooming in from the sky and just crash landing in like a huge explosion of dust and masonry, striding out of it is a man with just like crazy calves and thighs and is wearing like a conical hat. And you know this to be the Intercontinental Ballistic Man. And he's...
We don't even have missile silos in Minnesota.
Yeah, no, but he's Russian.
He's intercontinental.
Yeah,
I'm
because he
sorry.
jumps from continent to continent and like crashes down.
It destroys whole towns
No,
with the
because-
kinetic energy of his landing.
Well, but he's still like, it's still just the mass of a human being hitting at terminal velocity.
The
He's
mass
just
one
like,
of a
half-
human being with massive calves.
1/2 MV squared, Patrick.
it's definitely not small, but he didn't seem like he jumped from a continent this time. He's probably in the city, but his specially designed Russian headwear keeps him from killing himself on each one. And then also coming out from the shadows is a giant, two like bestial forms.
Oh, yes.
And one of them is like bright red, and the other one is like a dusky gray color.
The Minnesota Twins.
No.
Damn it.
This is the Red Yeti and the Gorilla War Bear. Because
Also known as the Minnesota Twins.
half gorilla, half bear, all war. But yeah, it's a half bear, half gorilla, and the other one's just a Red Yeti. And
You
then
know, nothing special.
Tweet at us which one you think is more mystical.
coming out
Our Twitter feed is going to be a mess this week.
Coming out closer, next to Major Mosquito is a like a man-sized crocodile wearing a lab coat and glasses, and you know this to be Communist Croctrin, which is a super scientist.
Oh my god, no.
Come on.
This is just pun waterboarding at this point, but we're almost
Please
done.
stop. Please, no more. I'll tell you what you want to know.
Tell me your actions, David. I need to know them. But there's still one more, and it's like straight off a Paris fashion runway.
It's Gorbachev.
Yes. An overweight Russian politician with a weird birthmark.
And that's all he does.
No.
Check out my weird birthmark. It's off-putting.
It's like it's a female figure, and she's holding an AK-47, but all of her different strange, like avant-garde clothing is like clashing colors, and you know this to be colored Kalashnikov, who is a gun-wielding fashionista. Anyway, I entertain myself.
You
Since that's
entertain
an
the
advantage.
masses.
Congratulations.
So these different array of villainy.
That we are not facing.
You are not
because
facing.
we are far away.
They are very far away.
But we are able to identify each and every one of their comedic names.
Via the internet
Yeah.
presence of our communist comrades.
I actually follow Kalashnikov Nista, or whatever the hell her name was.
Yeah.
Call it Kalashnikov, David.
Color Kalashnikov.
On
On
Twitter.
On
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, on
Yeah, on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Not Twitter. Not a lot of writing color coming from Color Kalashnikov.
Also, I learned about Gorbachev in middle school. So there's that, too.
Gorbachev isn't there. That's
Are
not,
you sure?
No. I was going to have just dead Lenin, who is just Lenin but dead.
Do you know Dead Lennon, November Rain?
I know all people. We meet at the gate between life and death.
And then we turn back.
And then we turn back.
Anyway, so after you were... notice I didn't make you roll to identify these, because you just know them. But it's just a show of strength by Major Mosquito. And even the Frozen Four are looking like kind of nervous, but they've seen worse odds. And then Major Mosquito goes, "Hey, Iron Range, do you remember when your brother gave you that kidney? It was Bob." And all of a sudden the Frozen Four explode in like a small yield thermonuclear explosion. Not like a tight radius, but just a blinding white flare.
Did this just destroy our brand new stadium?
No!
The taxpayers' money!
Where will the Vikings play now? Not the perfectly good TCF Bank Stadium.
We need another bank stadium. Sorry, this is getting political.
Yeah, the stadium's still incoming. This is happening a little ways away. But yeah,
you know, thermonuclear detonations.
So it's close enough that we can clearly identify all of the characters, but far enough away that the thermonuclear detonation doesn't impact us.
It does.
In any measurable way.
How hard is it to identify a red Yeti?
Yeah, you're all thrown
I see
back.
a Red Yeti and several other figures that I assume to be Color Kalashnikov and that bear guy.
Also, we can clearly make out their conversation.
Yeah. Well, I can read lips from a far distance.
Major Mosquito's voice was being boomed by a loudspeaker, so that at least you could hear.
All of the mosquitoids were broadcasting this.
Yes.
Yes.
From all around you. But you were all thrown back by this wave of sudden and overwhelming force that casts you back in through the windows of the grocery store. And I'd like you all to make rolls to see how well you survive this. Maybe jumping inside a fridge would be, apparently that works in Indiana Jones.
Can I use my athleticism?
Yeah.
4.
Oh,
success and disadvantage.
Okay.
Success.
Can I use my dexterity?
Yeah.
Success and disadvantage.
Oh, I should use something. Yeah, can I use my dexterity?
Sure.
I fail an advantage.
All right. So.
Your scooter!
Gasp!
Mama J, your scooter is like tipped over by it, and it takes, as it took the brunt of life for you, so it takes the brunt of the thermonuclear blast, and actually, it's lead lined because it's made like really janky.
It's made out of lead.
The bottom is. And so
from Russia, ironically.
Yeah, she tips over, and that lead provides some shielding of the initial blast. Maggie, you are thrown back while holding the head of patient here. That's just patient 0 at this point.
Vember, I got you!
You crash back through the glass and get a few lacerations, but you manage to tuck and roll and get behind some shelving units, though they fall over. They don't completely fall over on top of you and kind of provide some shelter from the flying debris. And what did you get? Sorry, Augustina?
I got success and disadvantage.
And you're able to, you were like dead set on Major Mosquito when it happened. So you were able to read his body language before he
I
set
know
off
him
this.
well. I make him worse.
His pre-explosion face where a bomb's about to go off. And so you ducked around the side of a building, but the heat bloom of the explosion starts to sizzle down one side of your body as it sweeps around the corner.
Augustina, is this not the first time that Sergei's replaced a kidney with a bomb? Has he done this before?
Lots of things with many bombs. Sometimes they go inside people, sometimes they go inside dogs.
Oh my God, what a villain!
He's terrible. His family.
That side of the family always putting bombs in dogs. So you are left in this now ringing silence where you're kind of dusting yourself off,
like
and
in the movies.
your Mama J is
I
now
need help getting back up.
in need of assistance.
Let me help you, Mama J. And
You like go, we roll over and like make it like a jack.
yeah.
And let me help Vember help you. Here.
Oh, thanks.
Help.
Thank
Helps.
you.
So you guys pull her up, and you can see that Major Mosquito, aka Sergey, is watching the cooling ground where his enemies once stood, and then turns without saying another word and disappears up in the darkness. Like, well, you couldn't tell if he jumped or if he had some type of propulsion, but he is just gone.
That, I have to admit, is new thing Sergey do.
Hey there, kids and folks. We're here for an intermission. And I have David to tell you the mission of this intermission, and he's going to be interesting while doing it. Making it an interesting intermission mission.
Thank you for putting all that pressure on me and also some alliteration. Yeah, so we've got actually a couple new patrons to shout out this week. So we got to bring Break and Dap in here. Get in here, guys.
Oh, what am I needed for? I just woke up from a dap nap.
Oh, that's a good one, Dap. You're sure bringing up the spirits of everybody involved.
Very loud after I just woke up.
Okay,
There,
well,
Break.
I gotta be a little bit louder because we gotta shout out Maggie Conrad. She's on the wainscoting of champions.
Oh, is she now?
Yeah, she is. She performed a great feat. Let me tell you about it real quick. I gotta set it up properly though, so the words parse out right.
Sounds good.
Maggie Conrad the Optimist, who revived the dying sun by looking on the bright side.
Oh, well, I know that the opposite side of the sun is the moon, so that's probably where she looked.
What?
Yeah, I learned celestial, that was my major in dragon school, was celestial studies. And not many people know, the moon back of the sun.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't think that's right, but anyway.
Surprise.
Let's continue on. We got Richard Gallo donating on the Wall of Heroes.
Oh.
He's the acclaimed unnamed wild game tamer.
Oh, well, you know, I respect a man who can tame his game. It's something that everybody can do.
It's also kind of weird that he's unnamed despite having a name, but...
Well, you know, I don't make the titles there, Break.
Yeah, David does.
Yeah, but are you criticizing David? He can wish you into non-existence.
I don't care.
Wow, you're hard. You're a hard fictional character.
Yeah, and a hard voice, too.
Yeah, well, maybe we should move on out of here and get to that mail sack they go on and on about.
Oh, God, I can't stand that hashtag trash bag. It just rhymes too much. Anyway, bye.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Break. And now I'm having a mental break because I have two personalities. Here
Yes,
we go.
indeed. And Dap is gone too, but that's just my announcer voice, so it might come back.
All right, but now we got to reach into our hashtag trash bag and pull out a lot of questions this week, actually. And you guys heard other people laugh because we're here with Dan, Steven, and Lauren to help us answer these questions.
What up?
Hey.
Boop.
Yeah.
And they were sitting quietly during that whole mini scene Patrick and I just did. So
Probably
thanks.
weird for them.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
It was good. It was good.
So the first question we're pulling out is we got Joshua Helmuth, who wants to know he's going to be playing a paladin in an upcoming game, but he doesn't want one of those boring old bland paladins worshiping just a regular god and doing the god's good work, blah, blah, blah. He wants an exciting, a unique take on a paladin. I suggested a paladin who worships an insane god who's gone crazy, and so all of the tasks are ridiculous, like every time you see a cat, you got to turn around 3 times, and in order to pray, you have to stand on one leg and hop around, so everybody you meet either thinks you're just a wacky character or, I don't know, probably insane yourself.
Well, I think that since... I'm sorry, the first name of the questioner?
Joshua.
Joshua. I think Joshua Helmuth probably, at Ellis Island, was originally named Hellmouth. And then they changed that for general PR reasons for the family. So embrace your roots, Joshua. And I suggest that you be a paladin who is given the sacred task of holding on to the known Hellmouth. It's like a portable hole, but... periodically, demons try to come through it, and it's mostly small ones, so he's just kind of like stabbing them back in there. But he can't close it. He's trying to figure out how.
Yeah,
and
his holy quest could be trying to figure out how to permanently close the hell mouth.
Yeah, and maybe you could have your DM work out some kind of table so that you roll, and sometimes they're bigger demons with more XP to farm, so you'll level real quick.
I think paladins are all about style. One of my favorite paladins I ever played was the Captain, which we kind of highlighted in Bad Jacks. Basically, it was around I love the smite mechanics, so just like how am I gonna min-max that? And I ended up doing fist weapon, just punching everything to death.
Loosely based on Captain Falcon.
Loosely. So my thought would be like if your DM's up for it, like technically it's supposed to be on like in melee range, but like I always thought it'd be super cool to play like an archer paladin that could smite from a distance. The difference there would be you'd probably have to apply smite before you see the result of your attack roll. Kind of technical there, but like it's just to balance that out.
Yeah,
so
and you could just like whisper to your arrows,
Yeah,
like
and
bless
blow
this
up.
cloth yard shaft, oh Jesus,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
etc. You're a holy archer.
Yeah. So, Joshua, hopefully some of those ideas help you out. We also have a question from Maggie Conrad, one of our patrons, who is she's going to be starting a new game, and she's looking for a good RPG for some of her because she's going to be a first-time DM. The players are going to be first-time players. I briefly mentioned whenever we play a one-off game, a lot of the times we just use a very bare-bones system of D&D. So you have your 6 cardinal stats, strength, dex, con, int, whiz, and cha, and you have your modifiers in that, and then you just roll a d20 whenever you need to do something. Attacks are generally not standard. You just say, I want to do this thing, or I want to hit him with a sword, and then you roll and see if you succeed or not. Up to the DM's discretion.
Yeah, I would suggest, I think, honestly, 5e is probably one of the easiest systems out there right now as far as, like, general first-time learning, because there are... Serenity, the one we've done before, is pretty complicated. It involves a lot of paired dice.
Yes.
But if you want to do a pared-down system, the one we are running in this current game of superheroes is essentially just a d6 table, where you roll with advantage or disadvantage. So the 6 things are failure and disadvantage is a 1, 2 is a failure, 3 is a failure plus advantage, 4 is success plus a disadvantage, 5 is success, and 6 is a success and advantage. So what this gives you a little bit of flexibility to be like, oh, you didn't quite make it, but you got this. And if you want to give some kind of like flavor to what people are good at, they give them advantage to roll more d6s to get a better odds.
We should clarify that advantage on a roll, we mean that you roll 2 dice and take the better result.
Or roll 1 dice twice and take the better result.
Yes, whereas success plus advantage means that you succeed and an extra good thing happens.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess we need to have better terms on that.
Yes.
But in any case, you can give people more dice to reward them for basically bullshitting that they do a thing. So it all depends on how loose you want to play your game. Especially if you don't want to give too many rules to your new players.
Have any of you guys played any other simple RPGs?
Well, I don't know. It's not very nitty-gritty on rules, but I did a very fast and loose dungeon crawl where you just hit them with like 4 or 5 dungeons. And the first one you face like a creature, second one's like a riddle type of thing, and the third one is freestyle rapping. But you don't have to do that. You could do something else.
Third one's your own personal group flavor.
Yeah,
whatever you guys,
whatever you feel is true to you.
And that's actually a really good point for first-time DMs. You should talk to your players beforehand, and even if they're not super familiar with RPGs, you can sort of tell them like, RPGs can either be really technical, they can be very about the role playing, or they can be about like investigation and adventuring, and sort of get an idea of what your group is into before you design your adventure.
Yeah, this is my first ever kind of RPG experience, and I can say that the superheroes format is really easy to understand. So I have not been confused at all.
Yeah, light on the rules generally helps.
Yeah.
Heavy on fun.
Yeah.
One other honorable mention to Pathfinder is an awesome adaptation of the 4th edition rules. I'm sorry, 3.5. Well, I don't know. It's like 3.5 light. It's basically it has. It's essentially it's very similar to 5e. I think they cut off some of the less unnecessary stuff. So another one worth looking into.
Yeah, definitely. So good luck, Maggie. Let us know how your game goes. And we have yet another trash bag question this time from Stuart James, who's DMing a game where one player keeps breaking off and going to do their own thing instead of sticking with the group. So that's problematic for a couple of reasons. One, it splits time between scenes, and so that makes things very difficult, much like how it was during our season finale of Season 3, but it helps to try to create multiple characters for your players in that case.
Also, that was one session of a juggling match, whereas if this is a constant thing, then it is basically just kind of slowing down your campaign.
Yeah, I suggested that Stuart talk to the other players in the group, see if they notice that this is happening and if they're bothered by it.
Give them knives and you all stab the guy.
Yeah, but
that's not
in
true.
the game.
Yeah, not recommended.
Not in real life.
Don't PC murder or murder your PCs.
But because, like, sometimes a DM talking to a player can seem like being singled out or, like, reprimanded, but I feel like player versus player conversation, especially in character, they could be like, no, don't go over there, we should stick together.
Yeah, or give them, like, an item that only works if, like, attached to another character.
Oh, wow.
So then they're like a beacon that your lone wolf needs to stay next to, otherwise he dies horribly from knives. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm caught up in knives.
Is there any way, this is going to sound deep and therapeutic, but is there any way to get to the root of why they're trying to go away, and maybe you can reroute things to find a way to satisfy what they're looking for, but without them having to mess up everybody else's game?
I'm just so afraid to trust somebody, and then burst into tears.
What are you really afraid of, caller?
I mean, it might, like, honestly, it could be something also out of character, like maybe they themselves aren't as good, maybe they feel excluded from the group, so that's another thing. You can all just hang out outside of D&D, try to form better bonds, who knows?
Or maybe their character is a lone wolf, like in the game.
Yeah.
So they go
like a literal wolf.
Yeah.
Yes.
My vote is either A, put them in mortal danger, or kill them straight up.
Yeah, straight up kill
that's
them.
what you get.
That is certainly the tough love. Yeah.
Or every time they leave, you put the rest of the party in mortal danger, so the rest of the party holds them in check. So, like, come on, man, we need you.
Yeah.
And then that player feels important.
Especially if they're the healer or something. Like, give the other party a task.
This is a special healer stealth mission. I'm gonna sneak away. You guys, good luck.
Yeah.
I just charm my way
You
through.
guys wait here.
Healing
Get me
ills.
food when I return.
I've got to go heal some enemies by myself.
All right, well, Stuart, hopefully that pans out. Let us know how that goes, unless your character or your player reads our Facebook feed, in which case, don't tell us how it goes, I guess.
But, like, email at us, because we want the juicy gossip.
Yeah, for sure. And then finally, our last question this week is from Tim Wayland, and it's actually the fourth question that we've gotten from him in as many weeks, so I think that makes Tim our trashiest listener.
It's Tim time!
Yes.
This is the special section where we answer Tim-related questions.
We answer Tim Talks. It's a Tim Talk.
Tim Talks.
Anyway, he's DMing a game, and he wants some advice on integrating player characters' backstories and goals and into the, because he said, like, you know, obviously the Kane campaign has a lot of backstory and goal related story to it, and he wanted to know if we, like, discussed beforehand. I told him that sometimes, yeah, we do have, like, little kind of vague discussions because we don't want to give away our specific plans. Sometimes we do one-on-one discussions. Dan and I have had infinite discussions about what Simon is doing.
Yeah, who knows?
Simon has a lot of backstory to him. But also, that's something that I'm trying to work on as a DM, is I think I have a habit of trying to integrate as many plot hooks as I can, like one for each character, and then also the main plot hook, and that just waters down your story. So try to, you know, really focus on one thing and try to get all the characters involved in that one thing for different reasons, potentially.
Yeah, and, like, as a player, you also gotta acknowledge that, like, when somebody's arc is happening, and you have to, like, not take a back seat, but be like, okay, the motivation is being with these guys, this guy now.
Yeah,
you know?
and you can find a way to enact your own goals inside of that quest.
Yeah.
Like when Simon was, like, saving Port Artisana, but Window was trying to save all the people in it, as opposed to fighting the giant ice snake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to understand that people play role-playing games for a number of different reasons. Some people might be really interested in developing a character backstory. Like, I always really enjoyed that, and that's why David and I have had those talks. But also, some people are just really interested in playing, like, the most, like, badass fantasy character they can, and that's what's like really, really excites them. So I think as a DM, just listen to what like is exciting to your players and just pick up on those cues. Like it seems like, oh man, I love this idea about my character. Then just like write a note, make it come back.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes back to the fact that you are creating a world, but so are your players. Your players are creating the world with you. It's a cooperative game for all of you, so you all want to have fun, and you find the way to have fun together.
Yep, that's everybody's walking the path to fun, and that's the lonely trail that every D&D group treads. And now we're gonna return back to the story at hand, unless we have any more trash to take care of there, David.
Yeah, I gotta take out the trash. I gotta take David out. Oh shit, it's break.
And the David's dying sighs, we return you to the superheroes storyline later.
That, I have to admit, is new things Sergey do.
Into like the gathering darkness of the night, and the different villains he'd collected go back to whatever assigned tasks they had now that the Frozen Four have been defeated. And I'd like you all to make perception checks for me. If you have
Ooh, I'm actually good at perception.
things in it, you may use advantage.
Failure with advantage.
Same.
All right. So yeah, just roll for your intelligence.
Success and advantage.
Oh wow.
Failure.
I know
All right.
Sergey. I know what
so-
I do.
All the rest of you, the
no.
three of you are pulling Mama J up. Or you two are pulling her up, and she's being pulled up. You don't notice anything, but you guys get advantage because you feel good about doing a kind deed.
Teamwork.
And
This will make us stronger in the future.
Augustina, though, sees like a patch of wall that not necessarily is like colder than the rest or like has frost over it, but hasn't been burned. Like there's a patch of wall nearby where everything was scorched except for in like an
Where it
almost
hasn't
human
been
outline.
burned.
Yeah. And like you see some rustling in the grass nearby. And it's like maybe a figure moving at like a crawling pace.
I think I see a squirrel.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah.
Thanks for
right on.
pointing out the wonders of the world.
I'm glad they survived the explosion.
What makes a squirrel extra interesting is I think it is a magic squirrel that is froze, much like that ice that I create earlier but get no credit for. So I suggest we go look at this ice squirrel because also this brick is different.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah. Yep.
Hey, Vember, I'm gonna throw you at the brick since you're made out of metal. Maybe you'll break it down.
Good
What?
luck. Good luck, head.
Is that
Good
what
luck,
she was trying to say?
Do you feel pain?
I do,
Oh.
but it's fine because I'm used to it because
You-
existence is agony.
Do you want a bran muffin to
Is
be
it-
able to do
I
this?
would take another one of your famous brain bran muffin. Bran.
Bran.
Mama J, can you make, not Oxycontin, but the, homemade version, with scissor?
Like, could you make ayahuasca?
I could probably give it a try. I don't know how it'll, react with you.
Because that might make this worth it.
I gotta say, Vember is already pretty messed up, so if we
Yeah,
give him...
I'm just ahead right now. So just do whatever, man. Just throw me, Maggie.
It's
Can
really
I roll to make some ayahuasca for Vember?
You can roll to make some ayahuasca.
It's really a miracle you're able to speak
Yeah.
without any sort of vocal cords.
Excellent. Yes.
Ooh, success and advantage.
Just what I need.
So,
Further
not only do you make
detachment
some-
from reality.
Ayahuasca, you make a kind so potent that it can be absorbed via only the tongue. Like, you don't
Nice.
have to have an intestinal tract to get a buzz off this.
Wow.
Then I guess you pour it in, shake them like a martini shaker, and let that absorb in real good.
There
And
you
turn
go,
him up.
Vember.
I turn him upside down so that his esophagus does not pour out all of the stuff.
yep, and
Now, do we call him head or do we call him cannonball?
Let's call him the Cannonball.
Ah.
Batter up, Minnesota Twins, because we're gonna get those twins. You know?
All right, make me a throw.
I pitch him at the wall using my athletics. That is a success.
All right, so you are tossed, and actually, with ayahuasca just spraying from your mouth, you catapult and land actually right side up, right in front of the crawling form of frozen Scott Fitzgerald.
Frozen Scott Fitzgerald!
Head.
Favorite one!
How did you survive? Oh, well, I suppose
You
I
know
shouldn't
me.
ask.
I'm just a head, so...
Well, I'm not much more than that anyway. You can see that, like, parts of his body have, like, broken off. Like, one arm is just gone, and it's just ending, like, his flesh is completely frozen solid, so there's nothing coming out, but, like, he's just chipped and cracked, and, like, the frost isn't as strong anymore.
Great, gaspy! Gasp!
Really?
Yeah,
Is that...
that's the best I could come up with just now. Sorry.
I mean, I just wish that someone would move on from that right before I died.
Well, what have you written since then? I mean, that's really, if you were
It's
to...
been a bit of a
Dry
writer's
spell?
block, a writer's ice block.
Yep,
But when your brain is frozen, creativity is too.
brain freeze, I got it.
Vember, who are you talking to?
Hey, guys, it's just... is his body, like... Could I take his body?
His head is still very much attached to it, but like he's basically
All
pushing himself on
things
one
can
arm, and like,
pass.
well, one leg doesn't have a foot, but he's got both legs
Yeah,
otherwise.
not worth it. It's F. Scott Fitzgerald, everyone!
You had to check whether you
Frozen F.
could
Scott Fitzgerald!
steal his body before telling everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, one of the Frozen Four survived!
At least one of them!
Hey, Frozen Scott Fitzgerald, do you think your friend, Great Lake Jake and Fred the Fish might still be around anywhere?
And like plopping down next to November Rain / Patient Hero's head is a fried fish. Like Freddy the Fish, just like perfectly pan-seared, flops down next to you and is very clearly super dead.
That'll pair perfectly with the melon balls.
No, Mama J, you can't! This was a hero!
It could be any fish!
No, this was Fred. I recognized the look of love in his eyes.
It's just like popped out because that's how you tell fish is done. And Frozen Scott Fitzgerald like slumps onto one arm and looks up at you and goes, Who are you all?
We are bad and breakfast.
But not like
What?
evil bad. It's just really the only name we could come up with.
They're like, oh, you're bad. Like I said to Maggie sometimes, because she's like, we have this phone sex
Yeah, we
line.
run a phone sex line.
And
but-
like sometimes she like says stuff, and I'm like, ooh, that's bad.
yeah, but like it's also good. But like we do that as a day job.
And then there's like breakfast. So
Come and stay with Mama J.
Yep, it's Mama J's breakfast house.
we're like very heroic.
Oh, so you fancy yourselves heroes then?
I think it's pretty clear that we do.
All right. Well, I suppose I don't have much time or much choice. If you can get me to the Frozen Four's ice house, I will help you save this city, if saving this city is a possibility anymore.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
good.
yeah, right on,
You know.
for sure. Where is it?
Is it at the ice house?
No. In fact, this is what the ice house in this universe. The ice house, the bar, is inspired by the Frozen Four's famous but secret hideout. You know how everybody knows that Batman has the Batcave, but no one knows what the Batcave is.
Wait, is that canon in the Batman universe?
I think
That
so.
people know about the Batcave?
I feel like they make like, jokes
What?
about
I don't think they
like.
ever talk about it. They're not like, oh, that Batman in his cave.
You know that guy
Like a bat.
who like doesn't kill people but ruins criminals? Everybody knows he's got a cave.
Well, I mean,
And
even if
nobody
it's
knows
not common
anything
knowledge,
else about him.
That's made the joke is pretty common because bats have caves.
Yeah, there's like Gotham
And
spelunkers. who are,
Frozen
like,
Fours have ice houses, obviously. Under F. Scott Fitzgerald's direction, you have like towed him behind the Little Rascal scooter through this like wasted land, avoiding patrols of mosquitoids, which are becoming like thinner as like most of them start to collect with their captured populace at this now landing geometric shape that is hanging over the city and lowering down over across the river. And you get near the river where the locks are, and he directs you down next to him and like pulls on do not park sign, and a piece of the river like opens up. All of a sudden a hole appears where the water was, and you can see that it was just beneath the first layer of the water is like a bunch of cement bricks that are now opening, and the water's flowing down into it, but it keeps most of the river out.
Oh my god, this is so cool. If only Great Lake Jake were here, I would tell him how cool it was.
And you can see that the way down underneath that is all one like clear pipe that is, you can see the surrounding water as it drips in, and it leads down into darkness.
Say, Frozen F. Scott Fitzgerald, while we're traveling down to your secret hideout, I know that you said you've been having writer's block. Maybe you could write a play about me and Great Lake Jake, because it seemed like we had an unrequited love affair that was sort of burgeoning before his untimely death.
My playwriting days are coming to a quick end. I think
So, like, no outline or anything? Like, not even a couple of notes?
I could maybe a rough draft before I'm done, but let's get in there. And he pulls the parking sign the other way, and like ladder rungs spring out along the tunnel's edge, and you guys are able to climb down to the
You're
darkness.
gonna throw me. Just let me go.
Tossing.
Bye-bye.
There's also one of those like lowering staircase chairs that like circles the tunnel, so Mama J can go very slowly down.
Great Lake Jake must have had this installed for his mom. He was such a loving and caring superhero.
So you guys find yourself in a larger tunnel beneath, and as Frozen Scott Fitzgerald like limps down the watery tunnel with leaving more and more like frozen mass behind him as his wounds continue to like break and shatter through just his movement. He like leans on a wall and hits some type of on switch that lights up this space, and it's a giant dome that's separated into like 3 different obvious segments of use. And the first is like a hospital type area where there's like beds prepared and different machinery that would be used in like a professional hospital, but are obviously been cloistered for the superheroes' use.
Useful.
And then there's an armory and like training area where they have an open space to practice on different weaponry and racks of different tactical gear. Then one is like a break area with some couches and
A foosball table.
a margarita machine.
A lot of snacks.
Margaritas!
And a Keurig, and one of those nice coffee makers. So
You guys are out of K-cups.
I could try and make one if you'd really need.
but you could only make the coffee grounds, couldn't you? Because the K-cup is plastic.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
You're just shitting Mama J's grits right there.
Which she can make more of, David. That's the glory of Mama J. And F. Scott Fitzgerald is like limping towards the center of the room, towards the hospital area, with you guys supporting him, and just says to the open air, "Operator Frozen Scott Fitzgerald, command override for fail-safe protocol." And the dome around you, which was just like kind of a matte gray material, lights up with a projection of the river around you, with like including like fish, like some kind of crazy dome-like screensaver, and one word in white text that just says "confirmed" on it, like some type of boot-up screen of this large hideout. And as Frozen Scott Fitzgerald like slumps into a hospital bed, he says, "This is our ice house, as you may have guessed, and well, it has been good hideout for our superhero team. What really made the Frozen Four dangerous was how good our information was. And that's all because of the Minnesotan internal super systems integrated subatomic server, ionically powered, polite artificial intelligence, aka the MISSISSSIPPAI.
What a delightful twist.
And
Is that why you texted me earlier today and asked if ions could power things?
maybe. And as he says that, the background changes and it's just like completely black, and it's it says Mississippi, but with period between every letter and AI instead of just I at the end. And then you hear a voice that seems to come from like everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It's not like booming or overwhelming,
From the speakers.
but not even. But like it feels almost as if it's like right next to you. It's
I
like
can't see any speakers, but I hear a voice. This is amazing.
Wow, what a well-created surround sound system. It's as if the sound is coming from seemingly nowhere.
And yet everywhere at once.
Ah!
Oh well, thank you so much. But I designed the sound system myself. I'm the MISSIPPSSIPPAI, but he doesn't fuck up like that. He says it perfectly.
And aside to Maggie, I'm not confident in this construct's ability to do anything if it can't even pronounce its own name.
It's presumably too busy doing important tasks to remember its own name.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, I certainly am. I am analyzing all of Frozen Scott Fitzgerald's many different wounds, and I have to say, Frozen Scott, this is one of the worst pieces of damage you've ever done to yourself. And Frozen Scott replies back, it's worse than even you know, computer. All of the other Frozen Four are dead and evaporated. I'm all that's left. And these heroes are all that will be left soon.
Oh my god, he just called us heroes.
We did it. We did it, everyone. We're heroes.
I can die happy now.
What? Not yet, though.
Oh.
Just be happy and alive.
So, Mississippi, I want you to set them as users. With optional admin privileges, barring your consent. I'm leaving this one up to you. You robotic intelligence, you.
I've always loved you.
And he, his words go quieter and quieter as he, mumbles into unconsciousness.
And I whisper into his ear, I'm gonna eat your face and steal your body.
And didn't hear that. The computer says, "Oh, well, that's not great, right?
What?
The Frozen Four, they're the ones who created me. They created me and also my other version, but they deleted that one.
What was that one called?
It was the same one, but it's Mississippi with one P, because I'm the ionically powered polite artificial intelligence. Because it turns out if you filter the internet to create a personality for someone, they're kind of an asshole. So I'm 2.0, and then 2.0 lights up next to the Mississippi acronym. I'm here to help. If you need anything, I can't do anything, but I can tell you lots of things.
Say, if there was some sort of fried fish, would you be able to bring that fried fish back to life, Mississippi?
No, I don't think that I can bring anything back to life. We only have basic hospital level medical research equipment here.
So that's a no for reviving dead husbands too, right?
Oh, a lot of death going on.
Well, do we know that
make a
Papa
hot
J's
dish.
dead, or is he just MIA?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wait, what, Papa J, is that the user's name?
Yeah, not Papa John, though.
Oh,
Papa John, the other one.
Okay, I have to filter a lot of search results then.
Yep.
I've just told myself he's dead all these years. It's the only way I can grapple with his disappearance.
Papa J file accessed. and up on one side of the screen, a portfolio of information comes up, and it says MIA, is the highlighted thing in front of the information, but then that disappears to reveal that it's a portfolio of Papa J, aka the skillet. Just the skillet.
The skillet.
Skillet Bill, maybe. Who knows? You would know, maybe.
Roller skillet.
Roller skillet. And it's a superhero portfolio of his different powers and abilities. It flashes through, and it says that though he hasn't been seen in a couple of different weeks, the summary ends with the Frozen Forest suspecting that he was abducted by agents of Major Mosquito during the time that he never came back. So that date matches up in your head. And,
so there's a chance.
So they don't know where he is. But I am starting to see a lot of activity all of a sudden of different parts of the populace being relocated to certain areas north of the cities, as well as the new geometric ship that has landed in the middle of downtown. So it's potentially that he could be at one of these northern places,
Well,
maybe up by the lake.
Is Frozen Scott Fitzgerald, is he dead?
I mean, he's
Again.
dead, but he's not. He's still moving a little bit, restlessly, as the damage to his body is assessed by some robotic arms, but they're still doing tasks that you would understand. Taking
So
not
if
blood,
I were to
but
start
ice crystals.
gnawing off his neck, so I could get to his body with my neck stub and join them. Would that be allowed?
Would that be encouraged?
Yes.
You think that F. Scott Fitzgerald
Would have wanted this.
well, no.
Remember, that's not very polite. Why don't you ask Mississippi if she can assist you in gnawing off the head of F. Scott Fitzgerald?
Even speaking of polite, I say go for it. Here I am. I find him up in this little house where he is dead almost. And he does not ask who I am, who we are. He still have not speak to me. We come down here, I watch him die, and nowhere's hit the man, take his body.
Mississippi, would you allow this? It would be a terrible shame to let such a strapping, decaying corpse go to waste.
That seems very against protocol, and I'm still seeing signs of unlife in the body. So he's not he's a corpse, but not a corpse. And
Could I just put my head also on his head, so we're like a two-headed giant? That his head's unconscious, but it's fine. He could still get it back.
But
Just until I find another body, unless you have a body here for me, Mississippi.
well, no, not exactly.
Can you locate a dead body somewhere in the city that we can pick up on the way to the action?
Potentially. So I guess I'll see.
A lot of ambiguity here, Mississippi.
It's a very.
I thought this computer didn't have answer. They have sound. I feel it right next to me. It's a great speaker system.
And yet, is
but
it
he
right
does
next
not
to
have
you?
answers. It's uncanny.
And as you're looking at his neck, fondly
Licking
slash,
it.
Frozen Scott Fitzgerald jerks from the uneasy stasis sleep, whatever he was doing, and grabs at your skull, and looks you right in the eye holes. I guess do you not have eyes anymore? Were they metal coated?
I haven't thought about it.
He's gotta have eyes.
My eyes were closed when I was in the pool, so they're still good. They're fleshy.
Okay. He looks directly in your fleshy eyes, and and whispers to you, "You're one of the Undying."
Yeah, that's right. I am that exactly.
Well, I'm about to give up on this form, so I want you to know that the only thing keeping the Undying here is strength of will and unfinished business. Mine was to publish another play, but I got kind of caught up in this superhero thing.
What about me and Great Lake Jake?
No.
Or fed the fish. Either one, really.
When your form's too damaged and there's nothing left of you, there's only so much that will can pull back from the gate of death. So I'm
me
going
about it.
forward. But if you're staying here, mysterious skull, know that
November Rain.
it's
That's my name.
November rain.
Yeah.
Know that whatever unfinished business you got tying you to the mortal world is all that's holding you back. Hold on to it if you want to, but don't be afraid to let go. And as he says that, his throat contracts up with just like a great burst of frost that like travels out of his mouth and over his entire form, coated in like almost an inch thick of frost. And
Oh,
then
great.
the form
Perfect
just
waste of a body.
shatters
Ah.
before you into like a glittering drift of snow.
November, what did you say to him that made him die?
I don't know. Something about I wanted to eat his face and steal his body. I don't know. It's just the usual stuff I say to somebody before I eat their face and steal their body.
Oh, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Oh, he's gone. That's the last of the Frozen Four. So I guess that makes you the new Frozen Four. That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Is that how the system works? Is that
Yeah.
we get grandfathered in?
It's like the Santa Claus, but it's like.
Oh,
with
like that
superheroes.
movie, The Santa Claus.
I love that movie.
Oh, that
You
yeah.
know I love that
I
movie.
mean, that's
though.
why we have the tradition every Christmas at the
Yeah.
phone sex line to watch the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have the ring or whatever that was in that movie that I love. That I read the whole clause
Oh yeah.
out loud.
I get it. What is that whole clause?
So the robot has there's some of the different technical stats and the code that goes into the system is like flashing by as the Mississippi AI reroutes its kind of core programming to all of a sudden take you into account, and you feel as if all of a sudden you are being observed along a multitude of different spectrums, and you can actually see like a grid work of lasers come down to like map your forms.
I'm more than just a head.
And
I'm more than just a fluid.
What?
I'm not sure about this.
well, I guess it'd be good if you all had usernames. So, hi, I'm the Mississippi AI, and what can I call you there, glistening one?
You can call me the secret secretor because I secrete many different things, but I won't tell you about them.
And like the secret secretor file appears on the screen, and then Odin, how about you, Sir Head?
And I'm Patient Hero because once I was alive, and then due to tragic backstory plot points, I was infected with a disease that murdered me and brought me back to life.
Oh well, judging by your different indications and results, it does look as if you have some sort of undead bacteria inside of you that could infect living flesh. So I'm going to have to do further analysis on that, though.
Yeah, you want a sample?
Yeah,
Bleh.
Maggie's, the secret secretor's only got highly active glands. Just really good glands.
That makes sense. Would you say that those undead bacteria are some sort of paranormalicium?
Well, I mean,
Paramecium, but paranormal?
F. Scott Fitzgerald research into the Undying did indicate that psychicness was what held the construct together, despite what kind of biological agents conveyed the lack of death to the cells.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Moving on.
what's your name?
Augustina Tatiana Mistravovich.
Oh, it's very strange because I just did a genetic profile on you, and it seems that you match a very old family line. It's the line of Count Bloud of the Desanguination, who was a vampire ruler of ancient Russia, and actually also a ancestor of the current day Major Mosquito. So I guess.
This makes much sense.
So I guess you're like related to him.
I suppose that is what you, this so mysterious computer, tell me now. I can feel it in my bones.
Well, F. Scott Fitzgerald seemed to trust you, so I guess I do too. Can't choose your family.
I don't know if we had that sort of relationship.
Okay. And what about you?
Mama J. But if that name's already taken in the system, I don't know why it would be. You can have it be Scooter Girl, spelled GRL 2428.
It's your Yahoo email address that you still use.
Yahoo. Oh, you don't need that.
Is 2428 the year that you plan
No,
on
it's right.
dying?
No,
or-
I just came up with it.
Yeah, it's the address to the bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
It's the wheelbase of your scooter. 24 inches in the front, 28 inches in the back.
But as you give this information, actually, the AI system pops up with what looks to be a partial file, and it goes, "Oh yeah, it looks like there's some information on you here as the wife of Papa J, aka the skillet skater, and it says that he was considering having you." Join him in his different daring nighttime raids against evil, but formal paperwork was never filed with the super system.
We figured it would be easier to stay undercover if I stayed home and ran the bed and breakfast, so...
Typical man.
Yeah.
But
I lived a boring life for him.
I've analyzed the most recent satellite imagery that we were getting from the different camps in the north, and it looks like I may have a potential match inside one of them about 2 hours north of here.
Oh my gosh, well, we have to go then. Is that all right? Can I go? Can we go?
I'll go with you. I need to find Body.
Yeah, I'll carry Vember, because we gotta find him, Mama J. If he's out there, we gotta help you.
He might have the recipe for Twinkies. And Little Debbie snacks, finally.
Is that a euphemism, or is that...
No! It's my lifelong dream.
Yeah.
Mama J, you know that you mean more to me than, I don't know, borscht or other Russian thing.
Pierogies?
Pierogi,
Yes.
piroshki, chai, etc.
Like chai tea?
Chai is tea.
Okay.
It's the
I
word
don't-
for it.
I don't know a lot about Russia. Never mind. Continue, please.
I will make you some chai
Oh, thanks.
sometime.
Oh, not now?
Computer, maybe.
And next to the margarita machine, a little tray of tea continues on it. And Sheldon Sugar Cubes is like, don't ask. Like, continue on.
This makes me like the dead one and the fish one a bit more. But I am digress. Mama J, I'm confused, but I like how that I'm related to a vampire. I think Sergei might know, and Sergei might have more answer. I must go to him.
Also, he's evil now.
Yes, well, I will also kill him.
Oh.
Oh.
That's
Then we
right.
understand
Do you-
entirely.
Do you need help? Or is this one of those, personal matters?
I would love some help, but Mama J, she's not so fast. Even though she have a scooter, you're much faster. Wet one, dead one, half dead one, very helpful.
Well, I might be able to help out with that one. I can send you a smaller version of my consciousness that could assist you in the remote task of disabling the Major Mosquito's blood supply in the north. Miss Augustina does go and face him down directly.
Yeah. He's got a blood supply up there? That's gross.
Oh, you don't. That's what Major mosquitoids do, is harvest the blood of the common man.
As he pulls up a screen of the blood and
No, he's
Major Hero starts just salivating.
It's actually like playing different images of the destruction that's going on around town, and mosquitoids sucking blood of different people. And you can see that there's a couple heroes still fighting back, and you can tell that there's two local heroes facing off in St. Paul. One of them is a man-sized cat with different packs of TNT, and the other one is like a faux Captain America type thing with just stars and stripes everywhere. And, this is the demo cat and the Republic Man. And they're fighting for freedom and not the different mosquitoids all around them.
Is Demo Cat like anthropomorphic, or is it just a cat?
No,
just a cat.
with the size of a man.
Patrick, I have to give you credit. All of these puns we have tried to guess and have not been able to. Like, very good on your part.
I've been seeing you whispering to yourself, trying to suss them out, David. Speaking of, Maggie actually has, all of this information comes up. It also brings up your business email for your phone sex line and
Wet Girl 96, which is a backward 69.
You didn't even realize this is sexy. The 96, that's a
super
sexy
sexy
number.
because it's from behind.
Yeah.
or back to
69.
back. That's good too, right?
Yeah.
So you this brings up your email and there's the new message icon. And you can see that it's from a user named Captain Capitalist and at gmail.com. And it says, need your help, cash sign, cash sign, cash sign.
Oh, man, I got a freaking spam email. I thought my spam filter was better than this Google.
And you know that Captain Capitalist is a kind of in the shadows player in the superhero game, but if you get contacted, it kind of means that you're on the up and make, because
now that I think about it, I feel like this email might be worthwhile.
But is he contacting you because he wants to help you, or is he contacting you because he wants your services? Because that's very different.
It's true.
He might not even recognize your superness. He might just be trying to use you for your
Trying to 96 with
your
me.
sexy 96 fantasies.
Yeah. Also, it's got dollar signs in it, which makes me think he wants to borrow money.
All about that money.
And Mississippi
Money,
AI
money.
says, you can read it on the way. There's several different vehicles in the ice house hangar.
We'll take the
and
North Star line.
Yes.
Because we use public transit.
And so cut to the three adventurers
Buying
of
a ticket.
Two and a half adventures.
2.5 adventures.
I love that visual.
Buying a ticket for the still operating North Star line.
Since we've got Mama J with us, we can use the handicap seating because she has to sit down special.
Yep, she drives on in. Meanwhile, Augustina as a scene of different robot arms arming different guns and putting knives into sheaths and preparing all this different combat armor. And then over to the side, Augustina sipping tea and not really paying attention to anything that's going on as just the entire secret hideout prepares for war.
This is nice.
And that is where we'll leave superheroes for this week. With our party split up.
That is for sure, though, a Marvel post-credits tease. Where
Yeah.
it's something really epic happening and then Augustina just chilling in the corner.
And
Peeling a
I
cabbage.
just,
Yep,
I
yeah.
just a zoom in of her being silent sipping tea, and then all of a sudden in the background,
and as the Russian music swells behind us, we look forward to another adventure of superheroes. It'll be a two-parter, so we'll end next week, but come and join us on the thrilling conclusion of the Superheroes Intermission Campaign.
Don't forget to tweet your favorite cured meat.
Hashtag Rumbuzzle.
Right.